Alright, what's up, Dr. Hammer? Going solo today on my review for Borat, unfortunately, but the other roommates are asleep. It's a little bit late, but might as well jump right into it. So, initial thoughts on Borat. I'd seen a lot of like clips from it. I'm like vaguely familiar with Sacha Baron Cohen's other stuff. This is my first time seeing the movie the full way through. Um, Honestly, wasn't like I understand the purpose. I understand why people think that it's like very funny. I understand what like Sacha Baron Cohen was trying to do. It just wasn't my kind of movie. Like I didn't personally find it super funny. I do also like appreciate, you know, what he's trying to do. Like the character of Borat, just kind of like coaxing people into like letting down their guard and sort of revealing some of their own prejudices and like some of the shitty things about them. um I like understood what he was trying to do. It's just like the length at which like he went to go about doing that stuff, it just seemed a little like obviously intentionally ridiculous. But um I mean, the comedic factor in that I just didn't really grab onto, and I kind of knew that going into it. Like that type of humor is just not what I like. I'm rolling on the floor laughing too. Especially I also watched this movie alone, so like I wasn't like in that mindset, whatever it is. So I personally didn't think it was like too funny, but like I said, it wasn't like outrageously offensive. I understood what it was going for. It was just more like a, all right, I get it, it's ridiculous. And the humor seemed to just stem from like just the shock value of it, which I mean, I guess is kind of unique, but at the same time it's just like didn't resonate well. But I do respect a lot of the other stuff that Sacha Baron Cohen has done, like just like calling people out on stuff and just the clever ways he goes about doing that. um I'd be interested to see, like, I haven't really read up too much about this movie specifically, but like what parts were real, like real interactions with people, and what parts were like, obviously staged, like what can they get away with, what can they not get away with. Um, and that's another thing. It's just like I get he was trying to use this character Borat to like expose people in that sort of way, and he did in a lot of cases, which was like interesting. Obviously, I'd have to see what was real, what was not real, but I feel like he did in a lot of cases. But at the same time, I just think presenting like this outrageously like wonky character, like the the depth that he had to go to like get that, it was more just like you're really reaching, like you're really reaching to like get these people to say something, because there were cases where people were very like sensitive, like they were reasonable, rational. I remember like um his like driving instructor, like they were talking about like consent would say it was just more like like, why are you pushing this guy to like basically say stuff that he doesn't believe. But then I guess it sort of hits on like the role that like being passive plays, and I think maybe that's what the purpose was like, we see this person who has these outrageous beliefs and just says these like heinous things that we as a society shouldn't allow, but a lot of people just kind of brush it off and let it go. um it's like, what role do we play in that? Like, do we exacerbate some issues by just being passive? And I mean, like I said, for that reason, like for this movie to open up some of those discussions, it was pretty impressive for them to do that. Like I said, it's just the humor didn't resonate with me as much, and I knew that going into it, which is all good. But I do think like it was pretty impressive for him to like be able to open up those discussions. And like I said before, Sacha Baron Cohen's like stuff that he's done outside of Borat, some of the other characters like Bruno, is another similar character, sort of served the same purpose. So get what he was trying to do. I feel like for the most part, it was just in movie format. It was more of like a take it or leave it kind of thing for me. I wasn't uh, didn't find myself just like cracking up at certain scenes. It was more just like the ridiculousness of it. It was like, wow. I mean, like they really went after it to get these reactions from people. Um, so all in all, I would say it was like a productive movie. I need to read up more on like some of the critical reception and like some of the discussions that it sparked. I'd be interested to see. I guess we'll talk about it in class too. But overall, Borat, probably not gonna rewatch it. But yeah, that's a review. Thanks. I'll see you in class.